This is your one and only 𝐹iReSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and today we are going to take a look at the absolutely insane Zamor Curved Sword. Let's get to it. So this sword is absolutely nuts, and that is because of the Zamor Ice Storm, Zamor, I don't know how you pronounce it, don't really care. The Zamor Ice Storm ability that comes with it. So you just slam it down on the ground really quick, and you do that storm around you. Now, it's kind of short, it's not very long-lived, but it does do a ton of damage. And some of you may already recognize that I have it queued up in my spells list as well, because this is actually a spell. But if you take a look at the difference in cast time, like look at that. You can charge that one, but look at the difference even if I don't charge it. There's a huge wind up, and then if we use the skill here, so much faster. So much faster, you just slam it right into the ground and bam, and it does comparable damage to the actual spell itself. So let's drink this, and we're just gonna come over here and we're gonna pop this, and we're gonna run out here. Now, this is only part of the buffage, and we're gonna talk about all the things you can do to buff it here in a second, but I just want you to take a look at how quickly we can just nuke this guy and everybody around us. Look at that. Absolutely insane. 2 quick little cast, and if you don't believe how insane it is, take a look at some of this footage. Now, there's one other interesting thing about this. Now, if we cast the Ice Storm spell here itself, we're gonna just cast it here, and I go to cast it again, you see the other one ends. You can't, it doesn't let you stack them. Even if we charge it up and then we try to quickly cast another one, you can't really stack them up. However, because we have the spell and the skill, we can actually stack the two together and cast them quickly. So if I run up here on this guy real quick and we do a charged attack and we slam it down, and then I quickly come over, look at that. He's done. He's done. The other guy came in there. We did take a slap, but you do have a good bit of hyper armor with this, but you have to be in the animation and you can't take heavy hits. So light hits, once you slam it into the ground, that's when your hyper armor starts, and it's only for light hits. If you take a big heavy hit from like the tree sentinel or something like that, it's gonna knock you out of the animation. So how are we boosting this? Well, first off, the spell blades set boosts the damage on it. The magic scorpion boosts the damage, and because it is a weapon skill, we can also use the shard of Alexander, and I'm also boosting it with the ritual sword talisman. And then our last slot is for whatever you want. Since this armor isn't that great, I highly advise something that's going to boost your armor, so the Dragon Crest shield talisman or the Dragon Crest great shield talisman, or something like the Pearl Drake, something that's going to boost your defenses somewhat. Pretty much anything else that's in here does not affect the damage. It doesn't charge like the spell charges, so you can't use the Godfrey icon. If I hold it down, you can see there's no difference. I'm holding it down and you just slam it in the ground quickly. So the Godfrey icon does not boost the damage. This is all the stuff I was able to use to boost the damage. Now, there is a way we can actually get more damage out of it, but it's a little more finicky. So first off, you can use the commander's standard and activate that, and that will increase our damage. So if I just run out here with no buffs, except for what I have, and we hit this guy, you can see we did 2,680. Now, if we swap over to the commander standard and we activate it there, and we come back out here and we run up and we hit him, you'll see that that greatly increases the amount of damage that we do. But there we did 3,146. Now, you can also boost the damage with your flask as well by using the Magic Shroud crack tier, and that will also get you a really big damage bonus, and you can stack that with the commander standard. And so we pop that, and we pop that, and then we run out here and we cast it on him. You'll see we'll get a really big damage boost here. There we go. And 3,707. Now, there is one other thing we can do, and I don't know if I prefer it more than just using the Ritual Sword Talisman. The Ritual Sword Talisman is a kind of a bit of a pain because we do get hit relatively frequently, and keeping it up is just kind of a pain in the butt. So another option you can do is use the Lord of Blood's Exaltation, and you swap your helmet out for the white mask. And then instead of running the commander, you can run the commander standard too, but keeping both of these up is going to be an absolute pain. So instead of running the commander standard, you instead run something that can have seppuku on it. So for example, this katana here can have it on it, and we will just put that on there with whatever. It doesn't really matter what you want to put it on there with. You can preferably blood so that you can not always be stabbing yourself and actually like proc blood on things. But you can activate the blood or the Lord of Blood's Exaltation and the helmet at the same time for a 30% increase by simply stabbing yourself. And you can see we now have the buff from that. So if we do that right before we go into battle, we're gonna just make sure we top it off here and then activate this. And then we're gonna run out here and slam it down. We get a 30% increase in our damage there, doing 3,655. Now it's not quite as much because we did 3,707 on the other one, but this is much easier to keep up and a lot less finicky because once you have the seppuku active on your sword, you can look, we just got the proc and now we're doing increased damage. And then we can hit and kill everything around us. You got a little bit of wiggle room on what you want to do there. I mean, the other thing you can do is you can also put this on there and get even more. And running seppuku and the katana makes it much easier to keep this buff up. This buff is way easier to keep up, and you're not going to be chugging through health potions as much as you would be with the other. So we'll pop that. We'll come out here. We'll do one more while we have everything active so you can see. There we go. So just shy of the damage we were getting before with the other setup. So completely up to you what you want to do there, but like I said, you do have a little bit of wiggle room on the type of build that you want to run. It is pretty easy to keep that blood buff up with this setup. All right, well, that's pretty much it for this one. I just wanted to show you all this awesome ability because it does an absolute crap load of damage and it could be fun. Now, it is a close-up skill, so it's going to be tailored more for people who like close-up and personal play style. So if that's not really your jam, then this sword probably won't really be your jam because it is relatively short range. You can see there, it's super short range. So yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you found it helpful, informational, interesting, whatever, consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I put out other videos. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to my supporters on Patreon for making this episode possible. Y'all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to join my Elite Crew Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.